Welcome all. Question for the day. Why Carbidopa is given along with Levodopa? What is the rationale behind it? We all know where Levodopa is used. It is used in the treatment of Parkinsonism. So why we are not using dopamine? Because it will not cross blood-brain barrier. So for example, let us assume this is the brain and this is your blood-brain barrier and this part is chemoreceptor triggers which is not covered by blood-brain barrier. Now, what happens if you give levodopa? Levodopa enters into the brain. So, levodopa gets metabolized to dopamine by the help of enzyme dopa decarboxylase. This is what is normally happening. Now, what is the issue? The problem here is dopa decarboxylase enzyme is also present in the periphery, which converts this levodopa to dopamine in the periphery. So this formed dopamine, what it does is it goes and acts on the receptors like alpha 1, beta 1, D1. Alpha 1 is present in blood vessels which can lead to vasoconstriction, so it can cause hypertension. Beta 1 is present in the heart, it can lead to tachycardia. D1 is present in blood vessels which leads to vasodilatation, so which in turn causes hypotension. Apart from this dopamine can go and act on chemoreceptor trigger zone also because it is not covered by blood-brain barrier. So when it induces or when it triggers chemoreceptor trigger zone, it can lead to vomiting. So these are some of the important peripheral side effects of dopamine. So this is one of the disadvantage if you give levodopa alone. Another thing, when most of the levodopa gets converted to dopamine in the periphery itself, the amount of levodopa entering into the brain to produce a therapeutic effect is decreased. That is, the efficacy of the drug is decreased. So these are the two important disadvantages if we are giving levodopa alone. And you need to remember peripheral dopa decarboxylase is more powerful when compared to central dopa decarboxylase enzyme. So when you give carbidopa along with levodopa, that is, carbidopa is nothing but it's a peripheral dopa decarboxylase inhibitor. So when you give carbidopa along with levodopa, carbidopa goes and inhibits this peripheral dopa decarboxylase enzyme. So when peripheral dopa decarboxylase is inhibited, what happens? Levodopa will not convert it to dopamine. So most of the levodopa will enters into the brain to produce the action. So the efficacy of the drug is increased. That is the first important reason. And second thing, if levodopa is not converted to dopamine because we have inhibited the peripheral dopa decarboxylase by giving carbidopa. So levodopa is not metabolized to dopamine. So peripheral side effects like hypertension, tachycardia, hypotension, vomiting will also not be there. So it also decreases the peripheral side effects of dopamine. So these are the two important reasons why we are giving carbidopa along with levodopa. Thank you.